Aaron?
My friends had kind of mixed reactions. Like, some of the more conservative ones were like, how could you even think about going to spend 2 weeks talking to like Palestinians, or why do you even want to listen, because they're wrong, and some of the other ones were like, that's really cool that you're willing to go and spend 2 weeks during your summer trying to get different opinions and trying to learn a little bit more about something other than your life in this country. So, I mean, it was kind of strange seeing these friends, seeing their pretty harsh opinions of a really good program, but it all turned out well in the end.
That's good. And, Netta?
Well, at first when I tried to explain my friends the experience that I've been through, it was really hard. It's like trying to speak my feelings, because it was such a good experience and so emotional and everything, so it was really hard to explain them, so that I didn't get any response. But after when their response that said, oh, it's a good thing that it tried to make change, but on the other hand, I also got response like, why you even bother talk with the other side? I mean, this is not even close. Why you bother? So it was kind of mixed.
So, in response to some of what you're saying, I just want to tell you that you're all young, and you're remarkable that you have the courage and the wisdom to try to be an emissary in this world. And it's like when you put a drop of water in the glass and you keep putting another drop, it will expand and expand, it will fill. It will fill your life, and you are going to be emissaries. Even if you don't do this again, you're going to carry your experiences and your knowledge with you. And every time you speak to someone, you'll find that you are actually an ambassador. And you will be spreading ideas. And you'll be spreading the possibility that someday they may change their mind if they want to allow a new thought in. But even if they don't, you still do what you're doing. Just be you and shine, because you're all shining with a great light, and keep passing that light and love around. Even when somebody doesn't accept it, do it anyway. And just, you don't know what a power and what an energy you girls have. And it's the power of love, and keep spreading it. And just try to have some patience with yourself and with other people. And if you stumble a little bit and things don't go right and the words don't come the way they should out of your mouth during dialogue or something, so there's always a chance to say, well, okay, let's make it right. I'm sorry that if I hurt your feelings, it didn't mean that way. You have to learn to grow and take the responsibility to set something like this thing. But thanks for listening to me now. Pardon me. And when you got here this time, after having been here the year before, what were the feelings? Was there a different feeling upon returning from last year? And pardon me, Diane. Emily, I always turn into a line, so Emily, would you care to start for that?
I was really excited when the bus pulled out this year. Last year I was really nervous because I didn't know anyone, but I knew that Nadine and Netta were coming back, so I was so excited to see them again, and it was a great reunion. And also, this year I'm hosting someone else. And so I was still really nervous to meet her, but it's worked out really well.
Thank you. And now, Diane.
When Neptune and Nadine got off the bus, I felt like it had driven around the block when it left last year, and it was like they hadn't even left. We just picked up exactly where we left off last year, and it's been really cool.
And Nadine.
And coming back here was for me like coming back to my home, to my family, to the people that I love and appreciate so much. Because last year we just had to know each other more and to get to meet each other, but this year it was really just coming back to the family. And though we are participating once again in the program, but we are being exposed to new experiences and new challenges, and it's very different. And it is still very interesting and enriching program.
Thank you very much. And after?
Like the night before they were coming, I barely even got like 1 hour of sleep. I was so excited to see everyone and meeting like the new people that were coming. It was just like an overwhelming feeling. And it was a special, I was so excited that Nadine and Neto were coming back. They were two wonderful people. So it was an amazing feeling.
I don't think that I felt the full impact of last year's program until the first day of this program, because when you come to Hands of Peace, the first thing you do is a lot of team building activities to be able to move forward in these relationships. And being able to go into the first day of a program and getting into a room with these people who you haven't seen in a year and feeling like you've spent a large part of your life being with them and talking to them, it's just like, I live in America, and it seems like I can't say that, oh, coming back to Hands of Peace felt like coming home because I've been here the whole time. But you never really understand how much something affects you until you do it again and realize how much things have changed or stayed the same in this case.
Thank you. And Nancy?
Oh, for me, coming back here was like a dream come true. I really wanted to come back. As Dan was saying, it really felt like a year never passed. Like I just left a week ago. And it's different because it's new people, and I got really excited to meet everyone. Knowing like after the last year, it's like meeting someone in the first day and knowing that they're going to be your best friends. So it's exciting to come and meet someone with that knowledge in your head.
Yeah. It's funny that when you build a friendship, it's amazing how distance and time doesn't make any difference, because it's a true friendship.
For me, it was really hard to explain everything. Even now, I can't even explain the full experience because it's just so amazing and incredible, and you just have to experience it to understand it. And so it was really hard when the program ended because I was used to being out and about all the time, and I felt like I was being really lazy when it ended because I didn't see anyone really.
It was really weird. I have this one memory. I came home from work. It was probably like 9 o'clock. It was the day after everyone had left. And my mom hadn't made dinner for me yet because by the time I got home, it didn't taste very good. And I was just so mad at her. And she was like, it's dinner. It's okay. It'll be ready in 10 minutes. I just went up to her and I started sobbing. She's like, what's wrong? And I was like, all my friends are gone. And I was like so upset. But then they came back. But it just, it changed me, and the program changed how I think, and I started talking about it a lot more, and my friends can see that I'm still who I was before the program, but I'm also a little bit more.
I always, yeah, go ahead.
For me, it was very difficult to come home. Like you spend 2 weeks and a lot of strong relationships are built in this program. So after you just leave this incredible experience, it's very hard to go back to your normal life, to the things you are used to do in your daily life. And what I was worried about that how can I be with them once again, and how is everything is going to continue. But then what is so good about this program is giving us the chance to continue and what we have started here by meetings and follow-ups that are arranged once a month, sometimes more, sometimes less in our region. So we got to continue and be involved with the program the whole year.
That's interesting. I had no clue that was continuing. That was one of my questions.
It was by meetings and also by something called Lister, which is the dialogues that continue by emails and things.
Good to do. And Karina, you say your name? I'm sorry.
After the participants, like the last ones were really Israelis, and after they boarded the bus, there was just this empty feeling in my heart, like, oh my God, they're leaving. Maybe most of the people, I'll never see them again in my life. Like these strong relationships that we created in 2 weeks, maybe just, lost forever. Because, I mean, it's nice to think that you're going to see them again, but in reality, maybe you might never see most of them. So, and after that, it just felt like life ended. Like I just went home and I was like, oh my God, it's finished. So just the empty feeling just drowns you.
How did your family react when you got that?
Well, me and my brother, we both did the program last year, so we both had each other to support. But my family, it was just like when we got home, like they were just really quiet because they didn't know what to say because we both were so upset, just crying and hugging each other. So they were just quiet the whole time, but then after a while, they're like, are you guys okay? You need to go back to your life. You can't just stay home and sit and cry. So they try to get us back into like our normal life.
Thank you. Kara?
It feels like something happens during those 2 weeks that changes everything in your life. That I know people go through these like life-affirming experiences, but it's more than that. The experience is that you form such a bond with another person who you thought that you might never even meet before in your life, that when the 2 weeks are over, such a change has happened to you and to the other person that now you're the closest of friends with them, and you've only spent 2 weeks with them, whereas your friends in your outside life, you might have spent 17 years with them and you still wouldn't be that close. So it's definitely a hard bond to break. So when they leave on the bus, it's pretty heart-wrenching, and it feels like a part of you is missing when you're not in the program. But as long as there's the Excel program, you're good for another year.
And after they boarded the bus, there was just this empty feeling in my heart, like, oh my God, they're leaving. Maybe most of the people, I'll never see them again in my life. Like these strong relationships that we created in 2 weeks, maybe just, lost forever. Because, I mean, it's nice to think that you're going to see them again, but in reality, maybe you might never see most of them. So, and after that, it just felt like life ended. Like I just went home and I was like, oh my God, it's finished. So just the empty feeling just drowns you.
How did your family react when you got that?
Well, me and my brother, we both did the program last year, so we both had each other to support. But my family, it was just like when we got home, like they were just really quiet because they didn't know what to say because we both were so upset, just crying and hugging each other. So they were just quiet the whole time, but then after a while, they're like, are you guys okay? You need to go back to your life. You can't just stay home and sit and cry. So they try to get us back into like our normal life.
Kara?
It feels like something happens during those 2 weeks that changes everything in your life. That I know people go through these like life-affirming experiences, but it's more than that. It's the experience is that you form such a bond with another person who you thought that you might never even meet before in your life, that when the 2 weeks are over, such a change has happened to you and to the other person that now you're the closest of friends with them, and you've only spent 2 weeks with them, whereas your friends in your outside life, you might have spent 17 years with them and you still wouldn't be that close. So it's definitely a hard bond to break. So when they leave on the bus, it's pretty heart-wrenching, and it feels like a part of you is missing when you're not in the program. But as long as there's the Excel program, you're good for another year.
For me, coming back home was leaving a big impact for me, because after the last year I had to believe that if I'm going to make friendship with someone that I know that I'm going to lose in some point, it doesn't worth it, because the pain will be too hard, too much. But after the program, when I realized, this program made me realize that this belief is wrong, because I'd rather be a friend with this person like only for 2 weeks rather than not knowing this person at all. So this is what the major Hands of Peace taught me to believe. And now, I mean, again,
did you get any negative statements when you were away from the group about what you're doing, or were people back home or wherever giving you a hard time about being involved with the peace kind of thing?
For me, a lot of my friends had no idea about the conflict, so they really couldn't give me any negative feedback, except for the fact that they didn't understand why I was participating in the program, and some didn't think it would really have an impact on anyone, but I really think that it did have an impact.
Nobody gave me negative feedback. I think because I live in the United States, people were really open to what I had done, and they were really impressed by it. But I think it's a lot easier for them to react in positive ways.
I didn't get any negative feedback. Most of the feedbacks were very, very positive and encouraging.
That's so encouraging to hear.
Same thing for me, like, I didn't get any negative feedback. Everyone was glad that I did the program. So there was no space for any negativeness. I hate to be the tradition breaker.
No, I know. I want you to be truthful. That's what this is about.
For the most part, I didn't get negative feedback, but there are a few people still who make fun of me about it, because they know that this conflict is happening, it's been happening for a while, and it's always going to be happening. And that's what they believe. And they tell me I'm wasting my time, and they say, you know, you're just wasting 2 weeks of your life on something, you're throwing around all these pretty words and something that's never really going to be actualized. And then that's when I get frustrated that I can't explain exactly what happens during the 2 weeks, because I can't convince them otherwise. So yeah, there was negative feedback, but it's not bothering me very much, because I know what happens.
Good.
I didn't have any interesting answers. No, I mean, I didn't get any negativity.
Well, that's good too. That's an answer. That's good. I was wondering, when you get home, or romance in the United States or whatever. You did say that there are monthly programs and letters that keep you involved. And do you find that you're able to keep up with it, or is it too much of a stress to do whatever it is they ask you to do to spread the word? I mean, how does it really affect you?
Well, usually when we end a program, there's a listserv that goes around, and we discuss the conflict still, but through email. And so that's a good way for everyone to keep in touch. And also, we do talk online a lot on Facebook and Instant Messenger. So that's definitely a very good way for all of us to keep on talking.
For the United States participants, we don't have a very good follow-up program here because it's so much more important overseas. But we are finally starting to get one. We'll meet every couple of months just to talk and to be reminded of what we went through during those 2 weeks together, and to plan to help. We plan for fundraising events here in the United States, and we kind of trained the new participants for what they should expect this year.
And the follow-up program continues after the 2 weeks of the program here, and it's still very important for me. We meet almost every month in Jerusalem, so all Palestinians and Israelis can join these programs. And though I live in the north and Jerusalem is very far away, and I'm always excited and try to do my best in order to be present in these follow-up meetings. And what is also very interesting in these meetings, that they are welcoming participants from every year, like from the beginning of Ends of Peace till now. So you get also to know participants from years that not yours, and it's different ages and different feedbacks
As for me, the way we stay in contact is a listserv, like Emily said, and through emails and Facebook, and sometimes the American follow-up meetings where we just get together and talk what's been going on so far and preparing for the program. Thank goodness for Facebook.
I don't think I missed maybe only one follow-up. The official follow-up, and we also the Jewish Israelis delegation get together a lot because we really bonding. So every couple of months, usually after the follow-up meeting of the peace, we get together. Also, not as much as other people, but I do participate in the listserv. Although I think it can cause problems sometimes, because sometimes when you write something, you can't get response right now. So it's it could be a bit difficult in the listserv, but when something really set in your mind, you have to write it somewhere. The listserv is for that.
Do you feel that there's been a change in your family or friends as a result of your experience?
Possibly a change in my friendships. Now, I would say that the little things really don't matter to me. I used to get in a lot of little petty fights over nothing, and now I've really started to realize that it's a bigger picture that counts way more, and there are many people out there that have gone through way more suffering than I have.
With my friends, a lot of times some little fight will become a huge deal when really there's no need for it to be. And after participating last year, I really noticed that I don't understand why anybody has those stupid fights on me, because they really aren't important. There are so many bigger things going on in the world than just these little things, who talked to who and who isn't talking. I just felt like they really weren't important. So I noticed this past year, whenever that stuff came up, I would just walk away from it because it was no use to me when I have friends who need a lot more help and are going through a lot worse things than that.
For me, I'm a Palestinian who lives in Israel, and we are more involved or have relationships, lot of relationships with the Jewish Israelis. So, for example, my parents also have Jewish friends, and we have a lot of Jewish cities close to our city. So we get to know a lot of each other. So like before the program, I had friends, and my parents weren't close to the idea of we have Jewish friends. But what I really felt like, I have a little brother that he didn't really get to build relationships with the other side, though like he speaks Hebrew and so he got to be also interested in the program, and I felt that he's more open to the idea of being more to build more relationships with the others.
For me, like, it didn't change my family directly, but as I was changing after the program, like, I started to value what I had. I started to be more grateful for what I have and what others don't have. And then for my friends, I realized the true meaning of like friendship and how a bond with your friends can maybe last forever for the rest of your life. So they saw that change in me, and with that change coming into me, they start to change themselves. So we both can be on common ground, and we both can have a relationship with a foundation of like respect and honesty. Kind of like what everyone else has said, it's a ripple effect. It starts with us, and then the people who are closest to us, like our family, start to feel the changes in our friends. My family learned a lot more about the conflict, and my friends learned not so much more about the historical aspects of it, but more about how the tiny things aren't that important compared to what's really going on outside.
I think my impact was when I had with my friends like arguments about the conflict and political things. I think that when Hands of Peace came to the picture, I gave a lot of examples from my experience in Hands of Peace. So I don't know if I made an impact directly on someone, but in general, I gave a lot of examples from my experience.
Well, sometimes you have no idea of the ripple effect you're causing that you may not know. You really may not know the good or the bad that could cause. So I believe there's more good than bad, and that you're on the right road now. I would just like you, if you want to take the opportunity to say anything at all about what you would want people to know about you and about what's going on in your world. If you care to share something that you would like, that you feel would be important from your point of view. So let the audience know what you think about something special. And if there's not, then there's not. But take your time. And while you're thinking, I just wanted to mention that I think you are spreading the light of hope. I know Hands of Peace is H-O-P, but I'm adding an E because I think you're spreading light and hope in the world. And it's just amazing to me, everything that you said and shared with me is quite a lesson, I think, for the rest of us. And if you take a message with you to cool down with words, my friend Elaine was saying, I think it should be hands of peace. And and I said, what was the additional word we were going to use?
I think voice can make it.
Yeah, I would say, no, I had a peace hand, I mean, but peace with the mouth, but she said peace with words, I think it was. And words are so, I mean, there's weapons in the world of all kinds, but words can heal or they can destroy. So if you slip, remember to say, you're nice, or you're a good person, or some kind of because all need encouraging words, or the first thing simple and nice, that may have been the only nice word they heard of themselves. And I feel that the words of anger spread terrorism. They bring negative behavior. Only the way is the way. In other words, people think, oh, my way is the right way. Yeah. That's not what's right, it's who's right. And it becomes a battle. So you've got to find the path that you are alike and work on that. And the main thing is, we all slip. But when you do, you have the courage and to make it work. So start to work. And I think that's a learn from, I told you that words can heal, that's website out, wordscanheal.com. And I think there's wonderful lessons to spread as you go. Remind it down. So, is there anything else you would like to very much? And all amazing people. We will say people and not because of the going to the table and and work move on to connection.